Hello collective, this is Tan from Artemis Oracle. I just have my romance angels cards out and I'm like, I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. So let's see what comes out. What romance angel messages does the collective need to know right now? Spirit, angels, guides. What messages does the collective need to know right now for the highest and greatest good? Got a card coming out. Let me get two more, Spirit. Two more, Spirit. Two more, Spirit. Two more, Spirit. I got another one. One more. One more. I hope you're all doing well and are staying cool wherever you are. If you're one that doesn't mind commenting, it would be cool to know where you're coming from. I'm from New York. From the Boogie Down Bronx. Let's see. Anything else? Ooh. Okay, we got 3 cards. The first one is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to fun to shine. Oh my God. Okay. I don't want to blame it on Mercury retrograde, but it's just I switched to and up. So it's like spirit to fun of shine. That whatever. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. I think like the card that really stands out to me most is the pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So that if you are receiving some sort of signs that are concerning to you, then it's something that you shouldn't ignore and it's something that you should address. It's better to find clarity in something, and the best way to do that is to ask questions, to express your concerns to the person that you may be interested in or you are involved with. Because if anything, like if there's just certain things, sometimes people do things that they don't realize are a big problem or an issue for you, maybe even a trigger to you. But in order for them to really, for you to find clarity or even comfort in finding out, is this something that you need to be concerned with, or is this just a one-off? It's communication. Communication is very important. But playfulness, especially, I mean, if we take the red flags out, maybe someone is too playful, they play too much. Sometimes you think that they don't take things seriously. They're constantly joking around, not really taking things seriously, then that may be a red flag for you. But I feel like if that concerns you, you need to talk to your partner, talk to the person that you're interested in, and who is also reciprocating interest, so that both of you are on the same page. Because if this is a true love dynamic, you don't want to have any unspoken concerns brewing in the background. Because if certain things aren't addressed, then the person is playful, or constantly being playful in appropriate times, and you don't say anything to them, then you may start to develop some sort of bitterness towards them, resentment in any way, maybe even annoyed by them. But that's why communication is very important. That's at the bottom of the deck. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Maybe some of you are in practice of religion, or they do, and you could be the playful one, and that may be a red flag to them, because they may see you, or someone is maybe perceived as being immature, not taking life seriously. And if certain religions, we can't deny it, certain religions have a standard of conduct for people. So if you're acting out, or someone's acting out in a way that seems inappropriate, then that may be deemed as a red flag, and that could be due to someone's cultural or religious factors, because there are certain expectations that people have to fulfill, and they're, like I mentioned, a standard of conduct, the way you conduct yourself, the way you present yourself, especially in certain circumstances that may call for more serious demeanor, or even just not being so playful, because that may be deemed as being too childlike, immature, possibly a mental defect in some way. And that's just based off religious factors, just off this card, because certain religions do have a very strict expectation of how people are to behave, and that may even fall in line with even gendered expectations, you know? Okay, so let's see what else we can get. I got my, so that's the romance portion of the reading. Let's see, and this reading is timeless since I didn't set a specific date or intention. So this is a timeless reading. It's meant for whenever you happen to come across it, because advice is advice. Advice is timeless. You know, you can't, there's no expiration date on good advice, you know? No, I struggle with that one. Let's see. Is there anything else the collective needs to know? Let's see what messages come out of this Truth Oracle deck, and if it aligns with the previous reading with the Romance Angels, or if it's just a separate reading. So let's see what comes out. What messages does the collective need to know at this time? That is for the highest and greatest good spirit. Terrific, fantastic results, greatness, great moments. Okay, let's see what else comes out. What is this terrific about? Fusion, align, openness, harmonize, and collaboration. So I feel like, you know, yesterday I received an email from someone, and for some reason I wanted to reply with terrific. You know, maybe some of you are receiving some really great news that's making you feel, that's just makes you feel happy. And you see with these two hummingbirds next to each other, there seems to be some sort of alignment, some harmony, and I think that it's fitting with the fusion card coming up with align, openness, harmonize, and collaboration. I feel like some of you are going to be meeting people, and it doesn't have to be in romance, in the stance of romance. It could be with maybe collaborating with a creator or with someone on a project, you know, and it, just apply it where it resonates with you. But it seems like whatever this is, there's going to be a lot of agreement. There's going to be some, well, it says comply, rules, laws, unwritten rules. So I feel like with whoever you may be working with or whoever you are going to be meeting, and whatever circumstances, it's going to be really, it's going to be a positive result. There's going to be a positive end note. I want to say end game. So I think that ultimately there's going to be something good coming out of this, because both of you or whoever, I think it's two people because of the two birds there. I feel like two people, regardless if it's a love situation, a project situation, it could be friendship, it could be anything. Please apply it as it resonates. That you and this person are going to mesh well together, that you really don't need to set out any rules, because both of you are going to be on the same page and you're going to be understanding each other. I think that both of you are going to be aligned in whatever the project or whatever the circumstance is. Both of you are going to be aligned. I feel like there's going to be some, like it says, unspoken rules, unwritten rules. I think it's unspoken rules. I feel like that both of you are going to be understanding of each other, and this alignment is something that's meant to be, because everything is going to mesh well. Everything is going to align. Everything is going to go together perfectly, you know. And if there are any hiccups, both of you are going to be able to come to some sort of resolution to resolve any concerns, any issues. You're just going to be very open with each other. You're going to be sharing some great moments. You're going to have, it says fantastic results. Yes, fantastic. That was the word, not terrific, fantastic. That was the word I wanted to say in the email yesterday. But yeah, fantastic, greatness, great moments. So whoever this person is that you're going to be meeting, you're going to mesh very well together. And like I said, any circumstance, work, love, friendship, you know, platonic, you know, family, like it could be anything. Yeah, it's going to go well. You know, I feel like the both of you are going to be working together. It seems like it's like a perfect alliance. That's what I wanted to say. It's like a perfect alliance where everything works well, everybody meshes well, there's clear understanding, everybody's on the same page. No rules need to be written. It's because you and this person see eye to eye. If you look at the hummingbirds. This person could possibly be a soulmate. And a soulmate doesn't have to be a love situation. It could be platonic. It could be familial, you know. The same way a karmic could be a love interest. It could also be a family member or a friend. You know, karmics are catalysts for growth. But I feel like it's not that. It feels good. It feels good. Okay, let's see what tarot has to say. Anything that the collective needs to know? Anything? Okay, we have the High Priestess. It's about you going within and trusting your intuition, possibly uncovering some secrets or keeping secrets. Someone may be telling you a secret. You have the Six of Wands. If it applies to this previous reading where there's a fantastic result, I think that whatever you and this person are doing, it's going to be successful because you have the Six of Wands, and that's about victory and success. You know, I feel like you and this person are going to be aligned in whatever you're doing. I really do. I feel like that it's going to seem like it's kismet. You know, the Judgment card came out. Okay. Judgment is about restoration, regeneration. No. I don't want to say, for some reason I want to say revival. Like something is going to be revived. And it could be within you, within this dynamic, or within the other person. But whatever it is, it's like this Judgment card is very positive because you see the sun in the background right there. It's like light is going to be radiating off of whatever this is concerning. Like, so this is going to be happiness. There's going to be alignment. If you face any issues, you see the lotus is up there. That looks like a lotus to me. So lotus, they come from the muddy situation. Like I think they grow in swamps, so they come from swamps. They grow out of muddy, not the best situations. Like it's like this may resonate with you. Maybe you've gone through a lot of troubling times in your life. You've gone through things where it seemed like you had to do a lot of dirty work, a lot of heavy lifting. But it's like as the storm clears, because that also reminds me like a storm clearing in a way. Because you see the blue was on. Is that blue? It looks green, yeah. But it's like there's clarity there, a clarity about what decision you should make, how you should move forward, to see success, you know. And it's about you really being attuned with your intuition, listening to those nudges that you receive, the nudges that are guiding you towards where you need to be, where things will improve, things will be brighter, things will be happier, and things will turn out in your favor, where there will be success. Okay. I think that with whatever this is, there's going to be some sort of clarity, and your intuition and whatever the decision is, whatever final say or action that you have to take, that's because the Six of Wands is about your actions resulting in a fantastic result, you know. So in some way you have to follow your intuition. You're going to gain some knowledge, you're going to gain some truth, and that's going to allow you to move forward. You're going to gain clarity about something, and it's going to entangle you from any situation. Because I did notice that lotus on the top, and you know, lotus don't grow under the best circumstances, but somehow they're able to thrive and survive, you know, overcome being buried under the mud, you know. Even though it's like you were a seed that was buried, but now you're emerging, you know. The Death card underneath, yeah, it's like somebody or something was dead and buried, but then it's like, no, you freed yourself. You, whatever it was that kind of buried you, that kind of wanted to keep you down, but it's like you cut those knots, you freed yourself, and now you see the light. You see that, like, where you need to go, what you need to trust, who you need to trust, which is yourself. We ultimately have to trust ourselves, you know, when it comes to moving forward with whatever it is that we want to do, wherever we want to see success, whether it's in love, life, family, friends, career, business, money, anything. Anything else, Spirit? I am filming this on July 1st. Okay, the devil came out. What's the devil about? With the Two of Wands. I would say don't allow yourself to get stuck in a pattern of overthinking about something with the Two of Wands. If there's a pathway to choose the one that of least resistance. Or maybe if you feel like you're strong enough to overcome any resistance, and it's resistance that you can already see, you can foresee in any way, especially with the High Priestess coming out, then you can you will know your situation more. So trust your intuition, but you know, forge forward, move forward. If you believe that whatever resistance you may face, that you're able to overcome it, that you're able to untangle yourself from it, you release yourself from it and see the truth, then move forward. But don't get stuck. You know, Two of Wands is about making a decision, about choosing a path. So choose the path that you're willing to work through. You know, you could take the path of least resistance, or you could take the one that is going to challenge you, that's going to force you to grow, that's going to force you to level up in some way. You know, yeah, because I think whatever path you choose, it will ultimately lead you to financial abundance, to security, independence, you being able to see the success, like have a tangible, be able to experience tangible success, you know, with material goods, wealth, money, you know, abundance when it comes in any way that is tangible, anything in the 3D. Okay, now we're gonna go into angel answers. Okay, let's see what angel answers. If you have a question, I really don't like doing that, like that question thing, you know. If you do, you know, you may get it. Oh my God, I put the deck down, I put a face up, and look, we got the 10 of coins. This is about prosperity, this is about abundance, this is about generational wealth, family, security, stability. Okay, well, let's just let go. If there's anything that's burdening you, especially with the devil card coming out, release it. You know, don't allow yourself to get tangled in anything that is holding you back. You know, don't allow yourself to get trapped. Free yourself with the truth. Be honest with yourself. Once you're able to be honest with yourself, then you'll be able to free yourself. And then you can release whatever it is that is no longer serving you, that is holding you back. Can I get any other messages, please, Spirit? Oh, these two came out, but then a card flipped. Communicate clearly. Like with the first romance angels card, communicate clearly. You know, if there's something, anything in any situation that you feel like you need to speak your piece, then it's important for you to communicate clearly. You know, take your time to like formulate whatever it is that you want to say before you say it, so that that you feel like you communicated your thoughts, your feelings in a way that you feel is honest, authentic, and true, and can be clearly understood by who is on the receiving end of what you're communicating. Now we have the, if you were asking about something, whether it's the right time, this is saying no, it's not the right time. But let's see. Oh wow. So if you're wondering when the right time is, it's saying a year from now. So whatever it is that you're working on, you may have to give it a bit more time to grow, to come into fruition in some way, you know. And if you are holding on so tightly to an outcome, it's time for you to release it. So because you see here in the not the right time, the angel's arms are open. So it's like you're freeing yourself, because if you have this expectation, it's weighing you down. It's not allowing you. You could be tying yourself in a knot. Maybe you have an expectation that's unrealistic, you know, and you may be lying to yourself. You may be binding yourself to this expectation that can clearly be seen as not working out. Maybe it's too high for where, you know, the expectation is too high for where you are at this current moment. So what angels are saying is, with the angel answers card, it's like you need to give it more time. You need to release that expectation, let go of that expectation. And give it more time to grow, give it more time for you to learn, to gain more knowledge, to hone in on whatever it is, your craft, your knowledge base, your wisdom, more life experience, whatever it is. And then from a year from now, then maybe this is something that you can revisit. So this is a matter of having patience with yourself. Sometimes we have expectations like, oh, I'm gonna be like, I will say this, I was hoping to get 500 subscribers by a certain time, but then it's like, I let go of that. I'm like, you know what, it's not gonna happen like that in a month, I don't post like that. And then, I had to be realistic, so I had to release that expectation. And so far, I'm at over 200, which is great considering, and I'm not, advertising or anything. So whoever's following me or subscribe to me, it's because those are the people that want to subscribe to me, So if you're trying to build something, you're gonna have to give it time. And that's the same thing I need to tell myself. I have to be patient with myself and not be more realistic, Yeah. So I'm going to end the reading there. I hope it's helpful in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. I am your reader, and I'm wishing you a wonderful day or evening ahead. Bye.